This hearing of the Senate Judiciary Committee will come to order. Today we will hear from two nominees, Judge Ana de Alba, nominated to a California seat on the Ninth Circuit, Judge Irma Carrillo Ramirez, nominated to a Texas seat on the Fifth Circuit. Congratulations to the nominees and their families. I also want to thank the California and Texas senators for working with the White House to fill these important vacancies. Before we move to introductions, I'll turn to Ranking Member Graham for opening remarks. Thank you very much, Judge Ramirez. Each of us will ask 5 minutes worth of questions, and I'll start. I noticed that your work with the reentry program is part of your professional responsibility. We all know that people once sentenced are separated from family and friends and denied many rights, and we hope that they will view this experience in a positive way and change their lives afterwards. Sometimes we succeed and sometimes we fail. What lessons have you taken from your experience in terms of recidivism and how to avoid it?
The biggest lesson has been some of the obstacles that people face when coming out of prison. Housing, employment, support, substance abuse, mental health. There are many struggles that I was not aware of. And the reentry program has provided a means to help people address these issues so that they can live law-abiding, healthy lives. The program has taught me so much, Senator, more than anything, about the power of redemption. People truly do want to do better and live healthy lives. Sometimes they just don't know how.
I think that's a very valid point. Also, I'll note for the record that both you and the nominee from California have been judge qualified by the American Bar Association, so there's no question about your experience in terms of your life and also your integrity. So I thank you for being here. Judge de Alba, there was a point in your life when you were in private practice and established a workers' rights clinic. Why did you do that, and what was the result?
Senator, when I was a young child, I worked in the fields with my mother. And my parents were immigrants from Mexico. They had no education. We were field workers just to make ends meet. All of us had to work in the fields, my brothers included. One summer, my mother didn't get paid. She was promised to be paid next week. And it kept happening. We'll pay you next week. We'll pay you next week. At the end of the summer, the rancher filed for bankruptcy, and so there was no pay. That summer, we went without school clothes. So for that school year, we didn't have school clothes. And it stuck with me for various reasons. One, I vividly recall my mother crying in the bathroom. Like, I heard her. She hid it from us, but I could hear her crying. And it just also so happened to coincide with, I have 3 older brothers, with the youngest of the 3 older ones having a growth spurt. So my poor brother had to go through the 8th grade with high waters because he outgrew his pants. And as much as my mom tried to undo the hem to get them to be long enough, it wasn't enough. He grew about 3 inches that summer. So it was that kind of experience that I had that led me to figure out a way, just if we could give people information. The clinic didn't take cases, the clinic didn't represent individuals, it just gave them information to know what their legal rights were. So it was a lived experience that I had that helped me put this together.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn now to Senator Graham.